Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to your March Tarot forecast. Calm down, I'm here, okay? I'm sorry I skipped yours. I didn't realize, but now we know. Your first card is Five of Swords, so I feel like you really need to pay attention to your thoughts, okay? It's like your thoughts and your heart are saying two different things, and maybe some of you are typically spiraling into some fear-based thinking or overthinking or just this overwhelm, and you're like, oh, you don't know what to do. And it's like, just stop for a minute, chill, slow down. We have Venus retrograde. We also have Mercury going retrograde very soon, and we are entering eclipse season, and it is the start of the new energetic year very soon. Like, there's a lot happening energetically, so I want you to just breathe for a minute, okay? It's like, take off your crown, give it a polish, and then like put it back on and everything will be fine. I promise. Now, I feel like there are new collaborations, partnerships. For some of you, I actually think it's for a lot of you, you're maybe going to be meeting someone important or special or fun, flirty, sexy. I feel like it's romantic for a lot of you. And I say that because you have this beautiful Two of Cups here. You have this Four of Wands, this Two of Wands. There's a lot of energy here. Three of Cups, the Fool card of a new start, a fresh perspective, and a new journey. And I think it's really including other people. Now, for some of you, it's maybe not romance, but it's just a really deep connection with another person, or maybe two or three people. You just feel like you've met your soul family kind of thing, or maybe you're meeting another person or a collaborator. But for some of you, you're gonna feel like this is like your soulmate vibe. Now, does that mean this person has to be your everything all the time? Like, no. And does that mean you're gonna stay with them forever? No. But I feel like this is a very important person in your life for some reason. And for some of you, I mean, keep in mind, this really could be happening over the next 6 months, I'm hearing. So for some of you, if you haven't met that person yet, maybe this summer they're showing up or whatever, or you could just feel them. I actually have a Calling in Love workshop series. It includes like, I think 7 different parts. It's really good. And anyways, my point is, the reason I'm saying that is because the overall energy, and this workshop will support that. I'll tag it here. You can find it on my website. But your overall energy is like making available space to receive a new connection. Or if that new connection has already showed up in your life, and again, maybe it's a collaboration or work, but there's something in you that needs to go. And I think that's about your mental limitations, your fearful projections. Maybe you've run into issues or insecurities in the past, in old relationships. And I feel like when you meet this person, or if you're connecting with this person, it's like this person really wants to support you. They really want to lift you up. They really want to expand with you and create something beautiful. And I think that that's really helpful. It's really needed for you, and it's really exciting. And it's like the only thing that's kind of holding you back or interrupting this process is your mind, your maybe old habits or impulsive decisions, or just projecting fear and anxiety onto this situation, when really this situation it's kind of just nice. It's kind of easy. It's kind of going to flow. Now, if that's not happening in your life right now, then you need to make more available space for it, because it's coming for sure. We are experiencing right now Venus retrograde. Now, Venus only goes retrograde every year and a half. So this is not something that happens like all the time, right? At the same time as Venus retrograde, we will have Mercury retrograde. Now, this is really Mercury, our mind, and Venus, our heart, coming together. And I think I said that at the beginning of this reading, that like your mind is saying one thing and your heart is feeling another thing. And it's like we're in this conflict. Now, typically, and a lot of us do this just because we've been literally like trained and like conditioned to always like see things in a fearful manner, or to be in panic or whatever, because whatever, the reasons don't matter, but we are literally like trained to see things through the eyes of fear. And I think that a lot of you are maybe recognizing that you're like, I don't want to continue living like that. I don't want to continue with these like imposter syndrome, thinking I'm not good enough or that I don't have the skill set or that you want to get involved in a project or something. Like Leo, you are literally a performer. You are on stage, and maybe some of you, I mean, your birth chart is always different, but overall Leo energy is ready to shine. It's ready to take up space and to be like, bitch, I'm here and I'm fucking amazing. And like, I want to show you what I've got. And now maybe that's not always so public, but in relationships, you also want to show up and be like, I'm a fucking badass bitch. And like, look at me. It's like, obviously you want me. And like, bitch, they do, especially with that Four of Wands. Like, this feels like it could be something really kind of serious. This feels like it could be a serious relationship or a really good collaboration or opportunity for expansion. And it's like the only thing sort of interrupting it is your own mind and this like idea that you're not good enough or that you shouldn't deserve it or something like that. Like, there's this overall idea or something, some kind of issue. And I think that this issue probably stems from an earlier relationship in your life because Venus is retrograde, or maybe it's an old limiting belief because you grew up in some kind of family situation or a home or a connection that made you think your needs don't matter, or just shut up and know your place, or go over there, I don't want to hear it, and now you're scared to share yourself or whatever. So, or maybe there was just toxic relationships. Maybe you witnessed toxic relationships and you think that that's normal, and now you've been in these sort of toxic relationship loops for a while now, and I feel like you are breaking that loop and you're meeting another person who's actually healthy, to some degree. And I think we all have our issues. We all have our shit for sure, like myself included. But I feel like this overall energy here is really like, you found a good person. You found a good collaborator, partner, connection, whatever it is. And it could be a friend for some of you. And Mercury is retrograde. So maybe this is actually a person from the past who's come back and has changed and actually improved and leveled up. And they're ready to reconnect in some way. Now, I don't want you to just like get back with your ex because I said that. Like, I want you to really feel into this and think like, okay, well, don't really think. I think this is more about you feeling, listening to your soul, to your gut, to your heart. Like, what do you really want? Because I see a lot of celebration. I see a lot of potential. I see a lot of commitment. Like, I see a lot of celebration. I see a lot of collaboration, of commitment, of expansion. This Three of Cups is beautiful, like supportive individuals. And it just feels like an equal exchange for sure. But there is something about like your values changing. And I feel like maybe you do want to just take this slowly. That's totally cool. Like, take it slowly. Like, let things naturally progress. You don't need to rush it. There is no cards here of rushing. So just watch that, okay? You don't need to rush this, but I think you should really respect this person, respect this process, and respect yourself and what you really want. I also feel like maybe this person is liberating parts of yourself that you've been shameful of. Maybe you have insecurities about your body, or maybe you've always been really kind of like a sexual person, but you just kind of like hid that and you had shame there or guilt there or whatever. Like, I grew up Christian, or what's the sign? Catholic. I grew up Catholic, and like, oh my God, just like the sex, like, the guilt, the shame, the whatever, and I'm gay. It's like, come on. So I feel like now this really is an overall energy of you feeling like liberated from something in the past. So maybe, again, maybe it's not sexuality, but maybe it's your artistic expression or something like that. But your overall energy is shifting. And I think maybe you don't know what to do. You don't know how to receive it. So there's a lot of energy here that you can work with. And I say that because, again, Venus is retrograde right now. And this only happens every year and a half. So like, use this energy to create a new journey. This is the Fool. This is a new journey. Shift your perspective. Mercury retrograde will help you shift your perspective. Like, everything you want really is coming true. And here's your card. Both of your cards. Wow. Back to back. Strength and the Sun. Both of these represent you. Both of them are reversed. Okay, both of these cards represent you, the Sun and the Strength card, and they're both reversed because you are seriously going through a deep transformation. Now, this is a really important energy for you because we are entering eclipse season. There's going to be a lot of change. There's going to be a lot of last minute information, insights, like things are just going to click and you're going to be like, wow, okay, invitations. I think you need to accept the invitations. I think you need to recognize what is shifting in your mind, in your soul, in your body, and just get ready for this next chapter because you don't know where you're going, but I feel like it's positive. It's really good. It's exciting. You have this beautiful Two of Cups and this Four of Wands. Like there's a lot to celebrate. There's partnership, collaboration, and I think that maybe some of you are actually like getting engaged, or you're going to meet the person that you could like maybe spend your life with or a lot of time with. It's like, this is a really nice energy here. And again, if it's business or collaborations, that's also fine. I just feel like the overall vibe here is like expansion, but what's interrupting it is that Five of Swords energy. That Five of Swords energy is asking you to surrender control, surrender your mind and stop self-sabotaging by getting stuck in your mind and like projecting your fears or insecurities or whatever onto this situation. Leave this situation to be what it is, okay? You don't have to get involved and take control and try to figure everything out. Like, you don't need all the answers right now. And you're not going to get them because Mercury is retrograding very soon and Venus is retrograding right now. So what can you do? You can hope for the best because you have the star here, which means your wishes are coming true. I also just saw 11:11 on the clock. You've got a Three of Wands here. Okay, this means your ships are coming in. Your dreams will become true. But right now, we need to clean up a little bit. So clean up your home, clean up maybe your image, your clothing, shift something. Now, don't get bangs, okay? Don't get bangs because Venus is retrograde. You will fucking hate them in 6 weeks, I promise you. In 6 weeks, I promise you will hate them. But I want you to just slow down. Use this energy to realign. Now, how can you do that? Okay, first of all, especially if you're still sitting here watching this and you're like, wow, this is resonating with my life, or yeah, I can feel this coming. Okay, what do? You do your homework. That means you watch the Venus retrograde workshop. I have already put them both together into one workshop. I talk about Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde in the same workshop. I'm going to tag it here. Okay, you can see a little button on the bottom called products or something. It'll open up or it says shop, click on it and download the Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde workshop. It's the same workshop. You can also find it on my website. I love you, Leo. You are like really moving towards good things, but you can get there sooner if you are cleaning up your energy properly during this retrograde season. And we are entering eclipse season. So the energy we are working with right now, we're also in Pisces season, which is the last chapter of last year's energy. So there's 3 major things happening. Retrograde season, Mercury and Venus both retrograde. Relationships are changing. How you see yourself is changing and your perspectives are changing. The second thing is eclipse season. And the last thing is Pisces season is the last chapter of 2024's energy. So very soon we will start the new energetic year. Aries season is the first sign. That is very soon. It's around March 20th. That is the new energetic year, which means what? Right now, you're in the last 12 days of last year's 2024's energy. So Pisces season helps us wrap this up. Retrograde season helps us wrap this up. Eclipse season helps us wrap this up and open a new door. So what are you going to do? You're going to go and watch your homework, okay? Go do your homework. Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde. It's the same workshop. I love you. It's also sliding scale. You can pay whatever you want. Send this to a friend. Share it on your Instagram story. I'm here. I support you every month. Support me back. I love you. Ciao.